Hey, Sean. This video is for my subscribers who have expressed an interest in knowing some of the other things that are going on, some of the developments of the channel, of my company, of my life behind the scenes. I know a lot of my viewers come just to watch a specific video, to get a piece of advice or to have a piece of gear reviewed. This isn't for those people. And if you click away now, I really won't be offended. I'm going to talk just a little bit about where I am right now, why, what my studio setup is here, and what to expect from the next couple weeks and months for this channel and for my company and life. So, without further ado, I am in a studio that was graciously lent to me by my friend Sean Kirkland, who was the creative director for my Marshmallow Lesson short film. And Sean works at a company called Artifox that makes incredible furniture, and they have this studio that they're just not using this week. And he said, as I was talking to him, like trying to find a cool place to record some of these YouTube videos, or I wasn't just setting up, cramming all my gear into a room in my house. He's like, hey, you can use our studio this week. And I'm incredibly grateful, and it's awesome. And it lets me set things up that in a way that I've never set up before, including a new light that I've never gotten to use like this before. And so the quick studio tour is this. My key light is a Hudson Spider Mosey, or Mozzie. I'm going to say Mosey. It's Australian slang for mosquito. It's an LED light with 6 sort of arms spread out in a star that articulate, so you can shape the light and do some things that are really unique. I have it bouncing into a 7-foot umbrella as my key, and it's the most beautiful, soft, wonderful light I've ever seen. And this simply would not fit into my house with my height ceilings right now. I can't set up a 7-foot umbrella in my tiny little office. So just out of frame, I have a white bounce that's rolling around, something that I had in the studio here. I've got my Deity V-Mic D3 Pro microphone. Overhead, I have a 2-foot Quasar Rainbow Q25 set to blue. And then in the background, I have my Hive Hornet 200CX set to pinkish, purplish, whatever, sort of boomish color, shining across the back wall, which is black and has these like ridges on it, so it sort of catches the shadows in a neat way. But I've got the studio to myself, which is awesome. I was warned that there might be a jazz combo that comes and practices sort of in a room across the hall. And so there may be some fun background noise in the channel as I record videos for the next few days. But that's the point. Over the next week, I get to come in here for a few hours a day and record a whole bunch of videos that I've been excited to make, but it's been difficult to make the time. And the way that my life works right now, I'm mostly a full-time dad. So getting out all my gear, setting it up in a room in the house, and that room can't be used for anything else while it is in studio mode, is a bit restrictive. And I've got like 15 or 18 videos that I've written and that I want to record, but it's difficult to set that time aside at home and set that space aside at home. And so the studio is going to make it possible, as I come here this week, to shoot these things and to bank them and then edit them over the coming weeks and months to post for a while. I'm really excited about the opportunity and really grateful, save for the pending threat of a jazz combo. And if that's the biggest threat in my life right now, that's not so bad. Professionally, I've been starting to tiptoe back out into work. I filmed a couple of projects here and there. I posted a video about when I got to go to NASA at Langley Air Force Base to film. And since then, I filmed a couple other projects as well, and I have a few more things on the horizon. And as I'm filming these things, I've learned some serious shortcomings to my gear. I've purchased some things, upgraded some things, sold a lot of things that I wasn't using or that didn't work like I needed them to. And I'm excited that my kit has gotten leaner and yet more capable. And I've got some videos that I want to make about some of these things and how they've changed my workflow and how I'm preparing myself for these next gigs and for my next generation of gigs coming up. So I've got some videos about that I'm excited to make. And I'm excited to actually get to make some videos for clients again. I will say, being transparent, since it's just us, being transparent, I've had some situations occur with not any of my direct clients, but representatives or people who have been on location or near things where, with regard to COVID safety, I'm trying to be really careful because my son, who just turned 2 last month, isn't vaccinated because you can't vaccinate a 2-year-old yet, is at risk. And so as I go out, yes, I'm vaccinated, and hopefully you are too. as I go out, the last thing I want to do is contract the Delta variant. I'm in Missouri, and I shoot a lot in Missouri and in rural Illinois. And there's some attitudes that can make it difficult to film safely. And to be frank, I don't get paid enough to get in these arguments about this sort of stuff. It's in my terms, but the last thing I want to do is have a fight with somebody who's against masking in the first place. I haven't had a good, productive conversation with somebody about that sort of stuff. And so it's been a bit of a struggle, and it's come with some anxiety to go out and film in a place where the last thing I want to do is just walk away and be like, look, I don't feel safe being here, and I don't want to make a video with people who are having the attitude like this and still maintain a client relationship and things like that. So it's been tricky, and I'm still feeling that out, and I don't have a solution yet for how to proceed moving forward. And hopefully we don't have to keep being so careful forever. But it's going to take some cooperation from the world and our community in particular to get to the next step where we can be safe. And the last big thing on my horizon is Our Little World, the children's show that I've been working on with an educator, Sarah Hassing. I've been very excited. We were scheduled to film our first episode in April of 2020. We had been touring things in February and March, preparing. We had lined up the crew and everything. And then COVID started, and we were unable to film our first episode, and now it's just gotten to the place where we don't know when it's going to be safe to film again, because we want to work with kids on camera between the ages of 6 and 8 so they can have these experiences, and we can tour the places that were the video we were going to make. The first episode was at a bread manufacturing, a giant bakery, and so to bring the kids there, to let them see the stuff, to interact, to ask the questions that they have in the moment organically. It's not yet safe to do that, but there was a message that Sarah sent me the other day, which I really liked. And she's like, it seems like we're getting to the point where we can really start to dream big again. And it was a subtle thing, but I've spent so much time being cautious, putting in protocols, and creating environments where we can be as safe as we can going out and filming these projects, that most of my energy has been put into that. How do we get close to what we were doing before, but do it in a safe way? And it's been a while since I've been in the mindset of what can we do once we can do anything again? And I hope we get there. And I hope that you're doing your part, because I'm doing my part to the best that I can. And if we all do it, if we all just cooperate, we're going to be in that place soon. And I'm excited about that. So over the next coming weeks, I've got some videos I've been excited to make. And I've got the studio here to make them, and save for maybe some rogue jazz music in the background. It should be a pretty sweet experience. That's all I got. I will see you soon. If you've got any questions, requests, thoughts, whatever, throw them in the comments, and hopefully I can address them as the week goes on. That's all I got. See you later. Bye.